Hello friends, welcome to Hemant YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn the objective of INDAS-10. INDAS-10 deals with events occurring after the balance sheet date. So let me explain the objective of INDAS-10. Suppose you are in the audit place. Suddenly the accountant came to you and said that first of all I have to explain the business. He said that ours is a chemical business. We get major revenue from Sri Lanka. That is 50%, he said. The accountant said that ours is a chemical business and we are going to get 50% of revenue from the Sri Lanka. And still 60 crores, 60 crores debtors are there from Sri Lanka, he said that. He said that our business is a chemical business and 50% revenue comes from Sri Lanka and 60 crores debtors are there in Sri Lanka. After that date, Sri Lankan government has said that we are not going to farm with chemicals. He said that with fertilizers we are not going to do. What happens now for this business? It has major portion of business in 50% in Sri Lanka. Now this 50% is going to be shut down, and in Sri Lanka, many due to inflation, the debtors uh, many became insolvent, and these 60 crores become doubtful debtors. Now, accountant came to you on the next day and said this information to you and said that what we have to do, whether to disclose it in the financial statement or not. So, for disclosing, for knowing whether to disclose this information in the financial statements, we have to read INDAS-10. So, INDAS-10 deals with events occurring after the balance sheet date, after the reporting date. So, let's see. And another person in another audit, same. It has big factory, it has one big factory and one small factory. In one small factory, in one room, fire accident has occurred. One person came to you and said, uh, fire has occurred, but materially it was not damaged. Whether to disclose that in the financial statement or not. So, the objective of INDAS-10 is says this only. Any event after 31st March, whether we need to disclose or we need to adjust in the financial statements or not. So, another person sold goods to the Vijay Mallya. On 31st March, he is a good person. And 15th May, before giving your audit report, he became an insolvent. Approximately some 15 crores should come from Vijay Mallya, which is material amount. Whether you may think that on 31st March, no financial statements are given. That information is not there in the on 31st March, and he became insolvent on 15th March. That relate to financial year of 21. But this is material amount, whether we need to disclose in the financial statements or not. So INDAS-10 deals with this only. So the objective of INDAS-10 is when to adjust financial statements for events occurring after the reporting period. Here reporting period is 31st March. When to adjust, what are the events to be adjusted, and disclose the entity about date when the financial statements were approved for issue and events after the reporting date, and disclose all the information which are material and suggested in the INDAS-10, and not to prepare financial statement on a going concern basis if events after reporting date indicate that going concern assumption is not appropriate. Now you see, I'm going to say an example. Suppose your client is an kept one alcohol factory in Telangana district. You think suddenly Telangana government came with an that alcohol should be banned on 15th April. Now you are doing audit for up to 31st March. See here, he is not going to proceed his business. That means going concern assumption is wrong. Now what we have to do in this situation? Index 10 says that only. So Index 10 objective is to give about adjustment to financial statements. Second, disclose the entity about what are the events to be considered as adjusting events and non-adjusting events, and what happens when going concern assumption is changed before issuing before issuing board approval after the reporting date. So if you like my video, please subscribe, share, and thank you.